All right, so I got a customer who needs some help, so I'm going to make a video because I know this will help others. As some of you may know, I do have a harness that is just for running engines. It doesn't use a dash harness or anything like that. Also, from time to time, people want to run an engine without a dash harness. I believe this one's transplanted into a Ford of some sort. I'm sure he'll chime in and correct me on what it is. But basically, we just want to get the car running. And we're going to worry about the wiring under the dash later, if at all. So I'm on GNT type. It was quicker to find the shop than to find a shop manual than it was to Google it. We're going to C437, which also I had it pulled up on Casper's website, but evidently not. C437. So C437, all you really care about is power, which is pin F, where it says power to ECM, ESC, ignition, and sensors, 10 amp, pink, black. That needs to be switched 12 volts, okay? Or in the case of an engine run stand, it just needs to have 12 volts when you're going to start the engine. The rest of this stuff, we're not doing TCC, we're not doing a boost gauge, we're not doing a diagnostic terminal, we don't care about EGR, we don't want an SES light, but if we do. Boost gauge bias, 5 volts, that's what powers it. Boost gauge signal, back up top, digital dash, park neutral switch, don't care about that. Ground for VSS, instrument panel, backlight, we don't need to ground that. VSS to ECM, don't need that. And serial data from ECM, don't need that either. So that's all we need from 437. This is 437. Okay, this is a new Casper's harness, but it's the same as a GM harness. It's just a little bit newer. Okay, so there's pin A, there's pin H, and here's pin J, here's pin R. So we want pin F, which is 10 amps, pin black, pink black. So we're going to look for that pin. Maybe I turn the light on. There they are. See, JKLMNPR. And turn it around. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. Okay. We want pin F. Pin F is right here. That pink between the white and the brown. So that one needs to be hot. That's the only one that needs to be switched 12 volts. Okay, now, if you're doing an engine run stand, a lot of this isn't really needed, but if you're going to run the car, eventually you're going to have to deal with this. You're going to have to wire it up. This piece here is the body harness for the lights and all that. So let's scroll up on GNT type to connector C100. Let's turn our flash off. This is all left turn, right turn, Parker, portion of valve switch, low beam, high beam, corner lamps, cigarette clock fuse, wiper motor, blah, blah, blah. We don't care about any of that. That will go in here, which is up, always up in the car. What we care about is power for the ECM, solenoid, wastegate, EGR, pink, black. You don't need that to start the car, but you would want it to have power eventually. Power to fuse blocks, fusible links, lights, tail lights, cigarette clock, again. Power master, starter solenoid, purple. Okay, what I do, so that's E and it's purple. What I do is I just get a wire with the alligator clip. I find that purple wire, which is that guy right there. Okay, then I find 12 volts, which is going to be one of these two wires right here, because these are coming from our fusible links, and I just jump it. I jump purple to red, and you'll hear the starter click, and you'll hear it engage. That will fire it. CCI, that's got to have power. That's your ignition module. Power master's pressure switch doesn't. Fan relay power, not unless you want the fans to come on. Alternator ignition power, regulator dash light. That's the brown wire that everybody has problems with. Oil pressure switch, don't care. If you want to attack the dash, it's there. Power to fuse blocks, red fusible link. So that just powers the entire fuse blocks, which we don't have, so we don't need that. Switched power to fuel pump and fuel pump relay, gray. If you're going to control it that way, yes. If you're not going to control it that way, you can just hotwire the fuel pump to a battery temporarily, or you can make your own circuit, a switched circuit, using the ignition switch on whatever steering column you're going to use. ECM solenoid power to training TCC via brake switch, purple. That's the wire that interrupts the TCC when you step on a brake. It disengages the converter clutch. Okay, when you step on a brake, like in a panic stop, that's what will disengage it when the computer has the solenoid grounded. So let's see if we can make heads and tails out of this harness. So we're starting up at A. Okay, it's a little bit trickier, but the A is blue. Okay, that's good. Okay, so A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. So let's just go H, purple and red. Okay, so down up at H, purple, that's my TCC wire. Red, that's my power from my solenoids. Okay, so that's starting to start down here, and it's going to work its way up. And then let's start at the top. We have a brown, a tan, and a white, which is A. So brown, that's our alternator wire. A tan, oil pressure switch, and our white is our tach. Okay, so you can figure this out from this point down here, what you want to use. But this is what you got to do to either come up with an engine run stand harness or to transplant one into a car and you just want to fire it and hear it run. The directions that come with Caspers are very helpful too. They give you what you need there. They don't give you pinouts, but this stuff's not hard to find. It's on the internet.